Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to discuss a military issued firearm that actually can fire without the trigger being pulled. I'm not referring to the SIG 320/M17. I'm talking about the Japanese Nambu Type 94, which was produced between 1935 and 1945 for the Japanese Imperial Army. Before we talk about this pistol, I need to thank the company that sent me this pistol on loan. It is going to go back to them. I can't actually say their name. They are a very popular gun retail website that sells a lot of new and used guns. But if I say their name or put it in the description, this video will be banned from YouTube. So thank you so much for letting me borrow this piece of military history. The Type 94 was designed as the follow-up to the Type 14. It is a recoil-operated, hammer-fired, falling block pistol. So those are all the little mechanisms that are in it. It is chambered in 8mm Nambu. It is fed from a 6-round magazine. It has a standard style magazine release, and the reason that they went to develop the Type 94 from the Type 14 and advance it, one, they wanted to make a lighter pistol. Two, they also were having issues with breaking strikers in the striker fired Type 14. So they went to hammer fired. It is an internal hammer inside of the Type 94. Also, they wanted to add a magazine disconnect because apparently the Type 14, the Japanese service members were taking their magazine out for cleaning and disassembly, pulling the trigger, and then accidentally discharging a round either into themselves, an unsuspecting friend, or somewhere in the barracks in general. So a magazine disconnect was added into this pistol design. The main thing about this pistol, though, that people remember it for is for it being called either the surrender pistol or the suicide pistol. And the reason for that is the fact that this gun can actually be fired without pulling the trigger. But what makes this happen is this sear block right here on the side of the pistol. So once the pistol is cocked, the safety, which is in the back, it does have a manual safety, pulls up. And what that safety does is it stops the sear bar from being able to cantilever out and then drop the sear and cause the pistol to fire. Well, when the pistol, oh, you see right there, that's interesting. I barely pushed the sear, and once I flicked the safety off, there was enough movement in there for the gun to go off. So I don't know if you heard that, but I'm gonna put the safety back on. I'm gonna push on the sear a little bit, the sear bar a little bit, then take the safety off. On that time, oh, no, the hammer did fall, so that one went off again. So basically, this pistol is unbelievably unsafe because just a little bit of pressure on the sear bar right here, and that hammer is going to fall and the pistol will go off. So the lore about this gun is that it was designed so that if the Japanese were surrendering, what they would do is they would hold their gun out like this, like they're going to hand it over to the invading American force, and then at the last second, they would push that sear bar in, and boom, the gun's going to go off, and they get one last kill before being killed by the invading American forces. There are no reports of that actually happening. However, overall, this gun is very, very dangerous. It is definitely something that can go off reliably without the trigger being pulled, and there are many videos out there showing this happening. I'm not going to shoot this pistol, by the way, because this is a collectible item, and there are some things about it specifically that I would want to get checked out by a professional gunsmith before I were to actually shoot this gun. Now, outside of the unbelievably dangerous and poor design of this gun, what I find so cool about it is the fact that it was produced in relatively low numbers for wartime production. So they produced approximately 71,000 of the Type 94s, and it's unknown how many Type 94s there actually are in the United States right now. This is a later year production. This is 58,331 out of the 71,000 that were produced. The last ditch guns that were made in late 1945 A lot of them weren't even serialized, and those are super, super rare and hard to find. But just in general, because there were so few of these guns made, um, it's hard to find an example of them available for sale in the U.S. period. So if you're a World War II semi-auto collector or World War II weapons collector, this is a very cool gun to have. The original pistols did have a Bakelite plastic grip. As the production went on during the wartime effort, the standards went down and basically evaporated. So this being a later pistol is unbelievably rough. Like, this thing is so ugly, it's actually kind of pretty. And it does have the slab-sided wood grips on this pistol as well. It does still have some proof marks for inspection, so it was an inspected pistol. It's not one of the last-ditch ones, but it is getting later on into the actual production of the Type 94s themselves. So overall, this is just a very cool piece of World War II history that, if you are a collector, should be in your collection if you have the ability to do so, just because there were so few made and you really don't see them hitting the market very often in the US anymore. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Guns for loaning this piece of World War II history to me to make this video. We'll see you next time.